गाइस प्लीज़ पे अटेंशन। अगर तुम्हारे साथ कैंपस में कुछ भी ऐसी एक्टिविटी विच आई मेक श्योर कि हमारे साइड से ना हो फ्रॉम सीसेल बट फ्रॉम अदर सीनियर्स, ऐसी कुछ भी चीज़ होती है विच मेक यू स्लाइट अनकम्फर्टेबल, रीच आउट टू योर मेंटर्स, जो कि तुम्हें कुछ दिन में प्रोवाइड कर दिए जाएंगे। जैसे कल तुम्हें कैंपस शुरू में बताया गया होगा कि हर लोग को एक अपने 2 मेंटर्स मिलेंगे, 1 मेल मेंटर 1 फीमेल मेंटर। सो यू जस्ट रीच आउट कि forcing something on you, they are just suggesting, it's upon you कि तुम मान रहे हो नहीं मान रहे हो, we are just suggesting few things and believe we are always here for you, okay? And shortly we are starting with Y23 Got Talent, तो तुम सब लोग यहीं रुको, हम लोग कुछ देर में स्टार्ट करते हैं, ठीक है? किसी को कुछ भी पूछना हो, एनीथिंग एनीवन हैज इन माइंड रिलेटेड टू दिस ऑल विच ऑल हैपेंड हियर, बोलो भाई, एनीवन? अच्छा, वैसे अब Y23 का टैलेंट होने वाला है तो अब पूरा फन होने वाला है, तो एक काम करो, दोस्तों को तो अब तो भर दो, पूरी एल्टी भर दो, पूरी सैक भर दो, ठीक है? तुम में से कितनों ने पार्टिसिपेशन किया है? काफ़ी सही नंबर है यार। हाँ, बहुत सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स आने बाकी हैं, बट स्टिल इट इज़ अ गुड नंबर एंड आई विल मेक श्योर कि मज़ा बहुत आने वाला है, ठीक है? हेलो 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 हेलो। जब तक इवेंट स्टार्ट हो रहा है उससे पहले तुम्हारे लिए कुछ वीडियोस वगैरह चला देते हैं, जो हमारे फेस्ट होते हैं, वाइवा सिटी प्लेंथ, गस्टो होता है, फ्रेशर्स होता है, ठीक है? अच्छा, यहाँ पर रूबरू के बारे में किसको किसको पता है? हाथ उठाओ। क्या होता है रूबरू? तुम लोग एक्साइटेड हो? एनर्जी नहीं आ रही यार, एक बार बताओ एक्साइटेड हो? जैसे हर कॉलेज में होता है, यहाँ भी वही होता, एक लड़का बनता है मिस्टर फ्रेशर्स, एक लड़की बनती है मिस फ्रेशर्स। तो यार हु वांट्स टू कम्पीट? बड़े कम नंबर है यार, हमारे टाइम तो सबने हाथ उठाया था। बस इतने से लोग? यार फिर तो ऐसे बन जाएंगे भाई, फिर कराना ही क्यों? इतने से हैं, इतने से के करा लेते हैं। अच्छा कोई ना, कोई ना, एक वीडियो चलाते हैं फ्रेशर्स की, देख लो। आई बिलीव कि इसके बाद तुम्हारा पार्टिसिपेशन बढ़ जाएगा, मे बी।
should take all stress out of the user experience. Let's have the app ready when I'm back.
That's a problem.
Lights. Lights off.
Health is not just the absence of disease, it is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. These words remind us that true wellness encompasses every aspect of our lives. As we venture into this exhilarating world of higher education, it's essential to remember that our well being goes beyond just academic achievements. And who better to guide us on this journey other than our esteemed speaker, Dr. Swati Gate, Joint Director, Babylon's Newton Institute of Child and Adolescent Development, who is an expert in the field of student wellness and a true inspiration. She is a developmental pediatrician and adolescent health specialist and has a wide-ranging experience in the field of pediatric and mental health. More than 30 years of experience in pediatrics, mental health, and social pediatrics. She has organized workshops and training programs on adolescent health, pediatric mental health, school health programs, talks and interactive sessions for students and teachers. Please welcome her with a huge round of applause.
Thank you so much for this invitation. I extend my gratitude to Dr. Niyogi and the whole administrative team of LNMIIT. It's a pleasure to be here once again. So, I'd like to share with you that the medical unit of this college, it started way back in 2004. And I was the lucky one to extend my services here. And till 2012, I was associated with this institute as a visiting medical officer. So it's a great pleasure to be connected with the institute and be here with you all. So do I have a cordless mic? So congratulations to all of you for securing this, securing seat in this prestigious college and the institute, which cares so much for the students that they have the insight and they have arranged this talk on mental health as you people are entering into this new arena. I must appreciate the administrators for this. So, since how long you have been sitting here?
Maybe for 2 hours.
So for 2 hours you are just sitting. So can you just get up and do little bit of physical activities? All of you, get up. So long time sitting is not good for our health. And after at least 40-50 minutes of sitting, you have to stretch yourself. Just stretch yourself. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So, feeling better? So, let us now start and see what we can do to keep our health, our mental health better now that you are changing your, like relocating to the hostels. Hostel is compulsory? So you'll be all like away from home and into a professional degree college and lots of changes. And I'm sure you have gone through a very, very hard time for last 2 years preparing for the entrance exams and all. So there must be a mixed feelings for all of you. Some people very happy, some people little apprehensive, some people not so good. So for all of you, I hope this presentation gives you some insight into yourself. So can you please? So now you will be in the independent life, right? Next, please. So you'll be enjoying the freeness and the freedom that this life gives you. But with independence comes a lot of responsibilities. Like earlier, the mom was there to look after you, or probably your hostel warden or someone. But now the things would change. And hostel life, as you all know, is full of fun and frolic, and there is a lot of excitement. But then there are certain gray areas or certain dark shades also. And when we manage these changes, please don't push it very fast, right? So when we manage these changes, we are ending something. You're ending a life that was so very adjusted to you, and you were probably getting along pretty well with that life. And now a transition zone you are entering into, which is full of probably innovation and high excitement and pleasure, but maybe little bit of anxiety, how I'll get adjusted, whether I'll get friends or not, whether I'll be able to do my academic expectations and academic work, and whether I'll be able to maintain the high ranks that I have been achieving as of now since my young age. And then lots of confusion. But now through this transition, when you go ahead with a positive mindset and with certain sort of a preparation, you become accomplished, you have high energy, and then this transition zone is said to have been addressed very smoothly, and there is a new beginning which is for achieving high and high, right? So this point of time is really very, very important. Next, please. So I present here 2-3 cases which I have come across. So this is Mr. A, who was 19 years, and he came to me with sleeplessness, restlessness, palpitations, scared to talk with peers, and always on the mobile. So can anyone guess what is the cause? What could be the cause? Any one cause that comes to you? Stress, right? Anxiety, right? So this is something which is very, very common, and this is social anxiety. When you are already in a new place, everybody is new to you, you don't know how to talk, you don't know what to talk, so you'll have to take extra, you'll have to work on that, what I will talk with my peers. And I see that there are many students who are not a part of any group. They are outliers, and they are not getting easily adjusted. So they might have some issues, but if you find yourself into such a situation, it is something which you need to address. So next, please. So she was a bright student, Miss B, and then she came with falling grades, not attending her classes, not talking with her friends, not active on her social media. This is something very unusual, and not interested in the hobbies that she earlier used to enjoy. So any idea what could have been the cause? Right. Anything else? No. So depression is a final sort of a disease. It is a disorder. But before that disorder, there are so many things that the patient goes through, and to acquire a diagnosis, she needs to have many other things. But if this thing is happening, it could be just an adjustment disorder, it could be just a bullying, it could be just a relationship issue, it could be stress because of academic points. So when you give a diagnosis as an anxiety or a depression, that is the last and ultimate stage. The way we move from pre-diabetes to diabetic complications, or we move from overweight to obesity to complications of obesity like hypertension and hyperlipidemia, we have a spectrum of mental health issues. So it starts with stress, it goes on to some sort of little bit of functional impairment, and then it goes on to the disorder. So we don't have to wait till we come this high. The way we address our overweight, the way we address our pre-diabetes, we have to address our stress and our mental health issues right at the beginning. Do you agree? Right. So, I wish to share with you here that 75% of mental health disorders, the diagnosed ones, they have their seeds and they have started before the age of 24. So it is that big a number. So 75% adults who present with some mental health disorder have had some, the disorder started right before the age of 24. So this is a very, very crucial period because the brain is developing, that we'll come to. Next, please. So he is a second year student who had a breakup, and then the friends were always, they are always there with you to help you, soothe you, and then what happened? He became an alcoholic. So what skill he was short of? Anyone knows the skills? How one can prevent oneself from becoming an alcoholic in such a case? Do you know some skills? Self-control, exactly. Self-control, or a skill of how to say no, how to manage emotions. These are all skills, and these skills could be learned, right? Next, please. So, adolescence, as of now, has been set to extend till the age of 24. Because earlier, we didn't know till what age the brain grows. Now, with the invent of functional MRI, we have come to know that the brain continues to grow till 24 years of age. Are you all under 24? So, do you know that you are still falling into adolescence? So this is called extended adolescence or young adulthood, you may call it. But still, your brains are not mature fully. Though we have a feeling, because we are acquiring many, many skills. Many skills you have acquired. You have acquired a lot of vocabulary. You have acquired a lot of abstract thinking. You have acquired a lot of social thinking. But still, it is not the end. Still, the brain is growing, and you are hence susceptible to so many things. Next, please. So here is this is the developing brain, and the blue thing is the mature brain. So as we grow from 5 years to 20 years, the brain continues to mature, and it continues still to mature and acquire a fully myelinated, that means this blue thing, around mid-20s. And the last part to mature is the frontal bone, that frontal lobe, that means the front part of the brain, which is regarding the judgment and reasoning. But what is happening is this part, which is the emotional part, this is already mature. This part, the emotional part is mature and the thinking part is immature. So all the decisions, most of them are being taken by depending on the emotions. मुझे क्या अच्छा लगता है, मेरे लिए क्या अच्छा है, इससे ज़्यादा मुझे क्या अच्छा लगता है, right? So this is something which is likely to put you into danger. Next, please. So this is just like a car which has accelerator but no brakes, and such a car is likely to get into accidents, right? Next, please. So this emotionality, it takes its toll, and you are always under stress for many things. इतना सा भी कुछ हुआ तो भी इतना बड़ा लगता है, right? Have you experienced? Right. So next, please. So this is brain under construction, and the beauty is you can actually carve the brain the way you want. The things, the points, the skills that you're going to use at this point of time will be there till your life long. And the principle is use it or lose it. Whatever you want to retain, you have to use. Whatever you want to lose, you have to lose. Because this is the last chance for the brain to grow, last chance for you to acquire skills and set of things that you want. Otherwise, the brain will just discard, prune it out. जैसे माली करता है ना प्रूनिंग, काट डालता है अनवांटेड ब्रांचेस को, वैसे अपने आप कट हो जाता है. सो डू यू वांट टू यूज दिस चांस? To use this chance, right? So here's an appeal to you that you have to use it, and you have to like be very, very careful about what you are doing and what you are learning and what you are unlearning, right? Next, please. So as she has already stated, what is health, and it is very, very interlinked, the physical and the mental health. Next, please. So what are the signs of good health? Do you need to be physically एकदम से fit? Perfect fit? नहीं. So even if there is some issue with your health, like if you have a bronchial asthma, if you have a short limb, if you are adjusted with that, you are still healthy. You cannot be called unhealthy. So physically adjusted, not physically exactly the parameters that are laid down. So every one of us has something or the other. But if you are adjusted with that, then it is called a good health. Right? Huh? Is it so? And then only you can achieve the optimum potential. If you are happy and adjusted with yourself, work productively and have good interpersonal relationships. Is it an important part of health or not? Huh? Because now though we are working most of the times on the computers and we don't get to interact with one another, but still even what are the etiquettes you're following on the net are also important. So being socially appropriate is also very important. Next, please. So these are the secrets of good health. Probably everyone of you know. Healthy diet, balance of activities, like how much you have to use the net and you have to use the gadgets, but how long? All that depends, right? Then a regularity in lifestyle. Most of you are going very late to bed and rising very late. Is it true? Right? So what you are doing is you are fighting with the diurnal system that the nature has developed. Because nature will give maximum blood supply to the brain in the morning. At that time, we are sleeping, right? So there are certain such types of distributions throughout the day, and accordingly, our brain and our body system is sort of adjusted. But we are fighting with the nature. We are also fighting with the nature as such when we are living in these concrete jungles. We are made to live in, we are like prepared and we are designed to live in jungles and in caves, right? But we are living here. So already we are fighting and under stress. On top of that, we are not following the diurnal rhythm of the nature. So we are adding to our stress. And then this stress, like it manifests in several ways. Next, please. So simply telling 3 meals and 8 hours of sleep and 1 hour of physical activity is the schedule that people of your age should follow. Is it very difficult? Is it doable? So do you have mess and all the things which provides you all the meals and all at 3 times, and there are support systems for you? Are there any playgrounds here? So I think the infrastructure is ready. Only what you need to do is to motivate yourself and also your friends, right? So the diet should be balanced and judicious use of media. Any one of you has seen this pyramid? Digital use pyramid? You have seen it? So what is there at the base?
Proteins.
Do you know something like media diet exists? This is the media triangle. At the base is the academics and the creativity, right? In the middle is the social diet, it's like social media use. And at the top is the gaming, recreational media use. You have to use the media, but the recreational at the top, social in between, and at the bottom is the academic and the creativity, right? So you'll use media, but look at it, how much you are using on which of these domains, right? So judicious use of media comes under lifestyle now. And of course, other preventive measures of health, you know. Next, please. So when we call that a person is healthy or mentally healthy, so when he is comfortable with self, whatever he is, about his body, about his mind, about his family, about his belongings, about his aspirations, about his expectations from life, if he is satisfied and healthy in that, then it is a very primary important goal to achieve mental health, right? Second is physical, mental, and sexual identity. You people are going through the process of achieving sexual identity. Who am I? Whether I am bisexual, homosexual, heterosexual, whether I am happy with the gender assigned by the society, whether I am a girl or a boy, or whether I feel something different. All these things are normal. That these questions are normally felt by people of your age, and they are in the process of acquiring identity on that. How is my physique? Am I happy with my body? Am I enough tall? Is the color of my hair good enough? Is my complexion good? Is my weight good? All these things will cast a very big effect on your mentality. So, being self-aware, what are my strengths and weaknesses? Like, what is my best, what I am best at, what I should be doing that gives me satisfaction of rising high and high, right? And what are my weaknesses, and how can I address those weaknesses? If I'm procrastinating every time, then that you should first know that I'm procrastinating things, and then only you can probably conquer it, right? So knowing about oneself is very, very important as you climb the ladder of success. So giving yourself smart goals and having a positive mindset about whatever has come to your way. Because there are always people who are looking for things which you are not like happy with, right? So if someone has got an electrical, then he will say, oh, electrical mil gaya. But there are people who want to come to LNMIIT in whichever way possible, right? So this is about shaping ourselves onto positivity. Next, please. Social health we have already discussed. Next, please. So do you think that there is any person who doesn't have stress? आज के ज़माने में कोई है क्या जिसको stress नहीं है? Only dead person, right? Only a dead person is a person who doesn't have a stress, right? Next, please. So, but let me tell you, stress is inevitable, but it is very well manageable. Like, first you have to know from where the stress is coming, whether it is from the media, from personal reasons, relationships, friendships, whatever, and then only you'll be able to manage them. There are n number of sources of stress. Finding out the stressor is very, very important. Next, please. And what is stress? It is actually a good thing. Do you know stress is good? Some amount of stress is good because it makes you energized, and you work because of that, because of the hormones that are released by stress, right? Next, please. So when bull was hitting, all of them could climb up and save themselves only because they were stressed. Otherwise, the bull would have hit them, right? But when the stress becomes chronic, every now and then you are under stress and you are not de-stressing yourself, then the problem starts. Next, please. So there is something like a good stress. Yes, you need to feel stress to achieve and accomplish something. But as the stress level goes on increasing, you feel fatigued, exhausted, and then panic, and then there is a breakdown. So you have to look at your stress and see where am I? If there is no stress at all, कोई पढ़ाई करनी नहीं है यार, fail हो गए तो हो गए. So you will be inactive. जैसे जैसे एग्जाम पास आता है थोड़ा थोड़ा स्ट्रेस बढ़ता है एंड आपका परफॉर्मेंस बढ़ता है. यू स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग, यू स्टार्ट स्टडिंग, and then a level comes when you are optimally productive. But if after that the stress increases, then the productivity falls down and you appear to be in distress, right? So keeping a watch on your stress level, being self-aware about stress is something which is very important, which is not done, and then the distress sets in. Next please. So positive stress and negative stress. Next please. Causes we have covered. Next please. So academic pressures are always there because of parental expectations. Many times you don't like the subjects, many things that you are. But in our Indian system, grades are seen as the most important part of life, right? Right? So if you are not getting good grades, you are given a 0. So the process of learning, the process of acquiring knowledge becomes very strenuous and stressful, right? So that is, we all apologize you for that, because as elders we have probably not addressed that system well. I request you to address those systems when your children grow. Let them live a life which is stress free and still they can learn, right? Next please. So effects of stress. See, stress is harming to all the systems in the body. Brain, it will reduce the concentration, it will reduce memory, it will give you anger, agitation, anxiety. Your heart will pump higher, your BP will rise, and also there will be some gastric upsets. The immunity will go low, the muscles will stiffen up, and you'll not be able to use them as freely. They will start draining. And also the sexual drive and the fertility, they are also low if the person is under stress. So next please. Next. So there are many issues regarding coming out of stress, which could be psychological. Next please. Karte jao. And what happens then? The bad things come up. If the stress is not managed, there is smoking, substance abuse, accident proneness. You are driving in a stressed manner, and violence. Like you take out your stress on someone else and jagde hote hai. Gangs in the college, opposite gangs, and then they are all these things are very common. Next please. So how to identify stress? Now we have seen so much about stress. So can you please read?
Tightening of muscles, weak aches and pains, stomach upset, thumping heart, increased sweating, choking sensation, sleeplessness or increased sleep, loss of appetite or an increase in appetite, weight loss or gain, loss of sexual desire, frequent infections, unexplained physical symptoms.
Thank you. So if these physical issues are arising, maybe you do not have a physical cause, but a mental cause behind that. Next, please. So these mental symptoms you are all aware of, that is poor concentration, forgetfulness, reduced efficiency to work, anger, aggression, low mood, interpersonal conflicts, remaining aloof, and risk-taking behavior, harming self or harming others. Do you agree? Some small things among these, every one of you must have experienced. Have you experienced? So please see that they don't go to a great level. Next, please. So how do you handle stress? These are most commonly used faulty ways to handle stress. What are they? Avoidance. Yes, you don't want to get it sorted out. You just run away. नहीं बन रही है, नहीं हो रहा है, जस्ट किसी के साथ लड़ाई झगड़ा हो गया तो उसको सॉर्ट नहीं करना है. वो स्ट्रेस पालते रहेंगे लेकिन उसके साथ जाके बात नहीं करेंगे, राइट? देन जस्ट विशफुल थिंकिंग, चलो अगले एग्जाम में अच्छा हो जाएगा, अब की बार नहीं हुआ अगली बार अच्छा हो जाएगा, बट नॉट एड्रेसिंग द रूट कॉज कि क्या हुआ इस एग्जाम में, मैंने क्यों नहीं अच्छा किया, राइट? देन प्रोक्रास्टिनेशन, दिस इज तो वेरी कॉमन. कुछ भी करना नहीं है, हमें स्ट्रेस लग रहा है पर काम करने की इच्छा नहीं हो रही है, आगे धकेलते जा रहे हैं. Why? You don't address it. You just realize it but don't address it. Remaining detached, किसी के साथ बात करने का मूड नहीं है. Bargaining with the superpower. 3 Idiots देखा है? उसमें करता है ना वो, है ना, फूल चढ़ाना, नारियल चढ़ाना, फलाना चढ़ाना, अब की बार कर दे भगवान, है ना, करता है ना. जब स्ट्रेस में जाते हैं तब हम ऐसे ही करते हैं कि कुछ अपने आप हो जाए, rather than addressing the stress and the cause behind the stress. Right? Is this a right way of doing? So please remember, these are not the correct ways, because they will just give you some more time and some more stress in the ultimately, right? Blaming others. इस बार तो पेपर ही डिफिकल्ट निकाला, इस बार तो पढ़ाया ही नहीं ढंग से, right? These are all the things which we use to save ourselves and blame people for the wrong things that are happening to us. And then if you are nothing doing, खाते रहो just to feel good, then मोटे होते रहो, then मोटापे के वजह से अपने आप को आईने में देख के और बुरा लगने लगता है. This keeps on happening, right? And जब कुछ भी नहीं सहन करने लायक स्थिति नहीं रहती, तब सेल्फ हार्म्स इतने आते हैं. So many people come with हाथ पे लकीरें लेके, है ना. Have you heard? Self harm is very common and it's a very dangerous sign. You should never it has to be addressed professionally. And then फिर तो है ही अपना मीडिया, है ना. मीडिया ने तो कितना अच्छा कर रखा है, बुरा लगा पकड़ा फोन, घंटों उसमें चले गए, रील्स देख रहे, क्या देख रहे, है ना. और फिर इतना टाइम वेस्ट हो गया, इसलिए और फिर बुरा लगता है ना. सो नेक्स्ट प्लीज. ये तो सबसे अच्छा तरीका है. अभी तो फिर भी मीडिया आ गया, उसके पहले तो ये एक ही तरीका था कि जस्ट आई विल वांट टू जस्ट फॉरगेट, एंड देयर आर ऑलवेज पीपल हु हेल्प यू फॉर दिस. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. बट प्लीज रिमेंबर, एडिक्शन डेंजरस तो है ही, पर एडिक्शन के पहले ओनली experiencing a drug could be very, very devastating, right? There could be an accident, there could be a police raid. You cannot, like in Rajasthan, 21 is the legal age, but I see all the school children enjoying into pubs. If there is a police raid, then all of them are behind bar. Or you could be sexually exploited if you are surrounded by people, or if you yourself are under the intoxication. So don't think that एक बार पीने से क्या होता है, एक बार करने से क्या होता है. एक बार करने से भी बहुत कुछ होने की संभावना रहती है. And till the age of 25, till your brains are not mature, it is always desirable and always good to procrastinate your desires and your eagerness to try out various things. Because after that period, the addiction, the chances of addiction, they go down, and then you indulge into substance experimentation more logically. Got it? Next, please. So these are stages, and I want you to know that these, so what is there? See, this red thing is something good. That means our neurotransmitters are there for us to work. And with heroin, alcohol, meth and cocaine, all these good hormones are lost. These are the MRI pictures of those who are consuming substances which are abused. So it is going to make a big chemical locha inside your brain, and it is not just fun. And this is a permanent thing, because your brains are under construction. Next, please. So do you know that suicide is so common? What is the first cause of death in your age group? Second तो मैंने लिख दिया. First, is anyone aware? What is the first cause of death in this age group? Right, vehicular accidents is the first cause of death, and the second being suicide. Right? So whenever there is a suicide, it has all these issues in the backdrop, but they go unnoticed, and then the end is very, very tragic. So, next please. So how to manage stress? Healthy lifestyle, we talk about it. Mental health is know yourself, identify your stressors, right? I'm just repeating, solve problems, develop coping skills, imbibe positivity, and keep a track of your thoughts and emotions. This is very important. How you're thinking. Are your thought process going towards positivity or going towards negativity? Keep a track. This is thinking of thinking. That this is achieved at your age. Young children cannot think of what they are thinking. But this ability is there, and we have to make use of that ability and be aware what is going on in my mind, right? And organized life is very, very important. May it be money, may it be time, may it be study, any damn thing. You have to organize. And if there is a need, you have to take professional help. Next, please. Next, please. Next. These are all the this all you have learned and heard many times. Have you? All the relaxation techniques and all those things must have been taught to you when you were young in your schools. And how many of you are doing that regularly? Oh, great. At least 2, 3 people, 4 people. Very nice. So there are 4, 5 people among 500 who are doing this regularly. So that is the percentage, and that is a very sad story. जैसे हमें पैसे खर्च करने रहते हैं, हमें कोई बड़ी चीज़ खरीदनी है, एंड हमारे पास थोड़ा पैसा ऑलरेडी है, तो वी हैव टू कलेक्ट अ वेरी लिटिल अमाउंट एंड गेट दैट थिंग, राइट? हमने यदि सेविंग कर रखी है, तो ये चीज़ हमारे गुड हार्मोन्स की सेविंग करते रहते हैं, राइट? एक बुट्टी बिल्डअप होते जाती है गुड हार्मोन्स की, इफ़ यू डू इट रेगुलरली. सो व्हेन यू आर इन स्ट्रेस, व्हेन देयर इज़ अ प्रॉब्लम, यू डोंट नीड मच ऑफ दीज गुड हार्मोन्स. You can just get some and fight with the thing, right? पर आप बोलोगे कि मुझे कुछ हो जाएगा जब मैं ये करूँगा, तब फिर तो एकदम से कहाँ मतलब LED TV खरीदना है और 0 से स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, वैसे नहीं होगा. थोड़ा 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 आपको बचत करनी पड़ेगी, तब जाके आप ले सकोगे, right? That is how it works, by producing good hormones which are very, very essential to fight the odds of life. Next, please. So live with an attitude of gratitude, and I must say, be kind to others. Be kind to your fellow students. Be kind to everyone who is around. That gives you a great feeling. Even when we are kind to animals, we feel good, don't we? If we are kind to trees, we feel good. एक अपने हॉस्टल में एक गमला लाके रखो, उसकी केयर करो, उसको देखो, you will feel good. These are very small stress busting things which are very much doable. Next, please. So these are the life skills or abilities which help us adapting to the new life. All these, there are many, many things. Next, please. But these 10 are given by WHO. So self-awareness, assertiveness, self-control. Someone was telling that. So this dog is controlling himself, right? So how to say no, decision-making. Critical thinking, what he has written, defending yourself is not offending him. So if some boy is like after you, that doesn't mean that you have to just accept him in the fear that you are offending him. So if you are important, most important person in this world is you yourself. Think of yourself first and then someone else. Your communication should be effective. You should use words which are exactly telling the thing which you want to convey, and coping with stress with all these things. Next, please. So this is a famous story where this crow used all these life skills. He was aware that he was thirsty. Then he looked around and he used critical thinking to throw the pebbles and get the water at the top. He didn't die of his thirst, right? He didn't die. He made efforts. He applied his mind, and then he came out of it. Right? So such is a situation. We come across many times such situation, and that time we have to remember this story. Next, please. So falling is a part of life, and getting up from that is the resilience. And this resilience is already there when you are having a good stress-free or a meticulous life, and some good values and ethics. Next, please. So, what are the what are the characteristics of a positive mental health? One who is happy from within, who is helping others and coping well with stress, productively leading his life, and having a good interpersonal relationship. Right? Next, please. So, help each other. These are very, very important, making groups and having involving